Ethiopia is a nation in crisis. Poverty and well-respected traditions are threatening to destroy an entire generation of children. The Worldwide Orphans Foundation sees the problem every day.
Our females are dependent, completely dependent on their husbands, and usually, whatever the result, the husbands refuse to live with his wife if she is positive.
An estimated 1.5 million Ethiopians have HIV, and the epidemic has created 1 million orphans, and government hospitals cannot cope. The WWF knew they would have to create a different kind of clinic if they were to help the ever-growing numbers of children being born HIV positive.
Because of the stigma issue, parents, they don't want to bring their child for testing even after they know their status.
With early diagnosis and treatment, the WWO clinic saw amazing results. Parents began bringing children in to be tested, and this in turn gave WWO doctors a chance to test the parents as well. The WWO Academy, opened in early 2007, is the first in Ethiopia to mix HIV positive and negative children together. The school teaches them the importance of education while enhancing their emotional and social skills.
This school is very special for them because we accept them as children.
The success of the WWO's efforts has even brought in help and volunteers from the community. The Academy is giving children the possibility of a future they never could have imagined.
When I go to Toys R Us, I always go to the pink Barbie section. Are we going to go there? That's my favorite section. Lots of pink.
Elijah was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy right when he turned 1. It's a genetic disease, and what happens, the muscles in his body eventually start to deteriorate, and he doesn't walk, but he is the most intelligent child. Nobody would ever know how his disability is because when somebody sees him, he's sitting. I can't imagine anything without him because he's my strength. He really, really is my strength. Elijah is the happiest that I've seen him today, ever.
Thank you, Make-A-Wish.
I used to fly Apaches for the Army, and we went out and thought we had a good, successful maintenance test flight, and then we lost our tail rotor. We were at about 1,000 feet, and we fell out of the sky, basically. On impact, I broke my neck. I think it's important for people to be able to take care of themselves, to not depend on other entities. Sustainability is the way to go. This is a south-facing roof here, and we've already ordered the solar panels and stuff, so the house is gonna help me save energy, a lot of money. I have a lot of people involved. They're actually volunteering. That's helping me out a lot.
The shades, he said basically you could cut out 97% of the sun coming in, so that should lower your air conditioning bill.
I like to be part of the team, you know, I like to be involved. I like to know that I'm affecting their motivation, you know, I'm motivating them to do a good job, you know.
Look, love, we got 3 more eggs.
We have 8 hens. They're all producing eggs right now. We get about 3 or 4 eggs every day. It's free breakfast, you know. You know, thanks to the goats, man, while they eat, they fertilize the grass. We have artichokes over there and some lettuce. Learn to live off the land. Learn to depend on yourself. I hope I'm able to give an example, maybe motivate people to at least think of small ways to sustain themselves, you know.
Multiple sclerosis is a disease of the brain and spinal cord that predominantly affects young adults, women 2 or 3 times more commonly than men, and it results in demyelination or loss of myelin, the protective coating around the nerves.
Roxanne Beggy was recently diagnosed with MS at the age of 14, and doctors estimate that up to 20,000 youngsters under 18 have the disease.
I have like very bad tremors, and I used to have a good handwriting before, and now I obviously don't. So it's painful. And I used to run, swim, be in sports. Now I can hardly walk.
How are you feeling, Alexa? You feeling better?
Yeah, only vision.
You still have what? You have double vision?
Yeah.
It used to be that if a child had MS symptoms, they said you do not have MS because of the mere fact that you're not old enough to. Well, now they're finding that they misdiagnosed so many young kids way back when. You can get MS, and people are being diagnosed as young as 2 years old, and more often around 6 years old they're manifesting some pretty severe symptoms.
It's very exciting that we're moving beyond anti-inflammatories to neuroprotective therapies, and the next major advances in MS are going to be treatments that stop and we think eventually reverse the disability in MS.
I want to grow up, go to college, become successful, have no MS. Like MS has to be something of the past.
Hello, I'm Martin Sheen, one of the more than 400 volunteers who witness the amazing success stories that unfold here daily. The center helps more than 6,000 low-income and homeless individuals and families annually. It helps them find a home, get enough to eat, and learn new skills to be self-sufficient, regardless of religion or background.
How about some juice to start your morning off?
I get apple.
You want an apple?
Yeah.
Keisha Woods has turned her life around and has a lot to smile about. Thanks to St. Joseph Center, she's in recovery, has a full-time job, and is a proud single mom to her 2 sons.
Okay, give mommy a hug.
Through the center's affordable housing program and her case manager, Kristen, Keisha found an apartment and got work.
Being out there on the streets and being homeless and not caring, just thinking that I was gonna die out there.
We need your help now more than ever. Please join me in supporting St. Joseph Center, and thank you.
It didn't start overnight, obviously. It started at the age of, I would say around 12 or 13 with my first drink. Life just spiraled downhill quickly. My drug of choice was cocaine. It was the birth of my first daughter, and I had to get through the birth of my daughter by being on drugs.
The prolonged exposure to substances, alcohol, cocaine, heroin, changes the brain. When you are able to see that through brain imaging science, you can't help but change your view of the person with the addiction problem.
A couple months later, I sought recovery, but for the grace of God, I've been able to maintain that since.
Making change in American drug policy really is like turning a battleship. I mean, it just is not gonna happen quickly, but I think we are starting to see the shift. And it's because of foundations like Robert Wood Johnson coming together to help move this ship in a different direction.